men are scary and evil, and I want to be in a relationship, but I don't know if I'm sweating it that much when I realize that most men are evil.
No, funny, I'm gonna be so serious because some women genuinely have this sentiment, especially women like yourself that have never been in relationships before. And I think what you actually have right now is a fear of missing out. You don't actually have a desire to be in a relationship with a man. You know, those are two separate things. Wanting a relationship and wanting a man are not necessarily the same thing, because out of a relationship, there are things that you get. You get empathy, you get companionship, you get love, you get a sense of peace, comfort, support. You want those things, but you don't necessarily want a man because you think men are evil. And why would you want something evil? The good thing is all of those things that you get out of a romantic relationship, you can have from other relationships. So you can get those there. But until you realize, why do you want a man? What do you think a man brings to the table that you would actually appreciate? That's a genuine question. And when you all are dating, you can ask the other person that question. Even women, ask men, not why do you want to be in a relationship? Ask them, why do you want to be with a woman? What do you think a woman brings to the table that is so wonderful that you want that? And honestly, if they don't have an answer, that is a sign. That is a sign that this person wants all of the benefits of being in a relationship, but they might not actually want you, whatever you bring. That's a red flag.
What is happening?
Here comes shit.
Is there just no good men?
Here comes a double dose of the Lulu logic courtesy of the Lonely Laura's Club.
Men, you need to step up and be better. What is going on? I mean, I do know that that's true.
I'm sorry, what?
Everywhere I look, my own friends, people in my life in their 30s or nearing 30 and are still single. Amazing people that absolutely should have no problem finding anybody. I just wonder why that is.
Flag on the play. She says she doesn't understand why, so allow me to help her understand.
This ought to be good.
Could it be the transactional mindset that has polluted the dating pool?
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Could it be the fact that many women don't even offer exclusivity to a man and still expects that man to bring all the traditional benefits and lay it at her feet?
You ain't never lied.
Could it be that these so-called good prospects aren't really good prospects in the men's eyes?
And once again, I think, a lot of these modern women, they want a man to continue to go 100%, right? I'm not reciprocating. I'm not giving you what you're giving me, but I want you to still continue to do what you're doing. I want you to get up in the morning. I want you to text first, right? But my messages are going to be delayed. I might not even text you until the next day. I might cancel dates on you and not reschedule. I might not reply for a little bit. I might be, kind of nonchalant and flippant with you. Just, I don't really want to talk to him right now. But I want you to continue to chase. No, I'm not going to do that. Because that's disrespectful. And that, quite frankly, that's stupid. That's dumb. Why would you be? And we have modern women out here that are like 30, 40, 50 years old acting like this. What about that would make a man want to approach? And when a man does approach, what about that attitude would make a man want to stay? Seriously.
Guys, why am I single for Christmas? I don't understand. I'm a hard worker. I'm pretty. I have a 20-year-old body. And I'm just confused, why I'm single for Christmas.
You're delusional. That's the main reason. Number one, you don't have a 20-year-old body. That's just, come on now. Number two, you said you were pretty. Well, it's giving middle-aged mom. I'm not trying to be rude. And I guarantee you have unrealistic high standards. I guarantee you want a 6-figure man that's 6 foot with washboard abs, and you want all of these things, but you are not able to attract those types of men. Those types of men don't want you. You're going to have to settle for a man that's in your lane. You bitches just want a man that's way above you, and that's not how this works. Y'all have to be realistic, especially when you're at an elderly age. Okay? You're at an elderly age, probably in 10 years you'll be able to claim a senior citizen's discount somewhere, lady. Look, we have to become realistic. If you want to be in a relationship, you have to remove those delusions and say, okay, I'm getting old. You're probably menopause. Menopause probably kicked in. You can't even have children. That's a woman's youth, a woman's fertility. That's her value right there. Nothing else. That's her value. When you lose that, you lost your fertility, you lost your youth. You need to lower your standards at that point.
You want a traditional man in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Would it be fair to say you're a traditional woman? I can answer
For the most part, yes.
Okay, but would a traditional woman have her body half naked on Instagram?
See, that's where I...
Okay, but hear me out. You're exposing yourself in a way.
Right.
You're condoning that.
I think it's based on the partnership. I think your partner would have to really be comfortable with your line of work.
Okay, but you want a traditional man. You want a traditional man, but see, this is the problem with a lot of modern day women. They don't want to be a traditional woman. Okay, so if you were with a man, the love of your life, and he was a perfect guy that you created, and that's the guy who says, Christina, you're in love with me, you do anything for me. Yep, I'll do anything for you, you do anything for me. I want you to close your Instagram account. Would you do it?
If I didn't have to rely on Instagram for work, and this was the perfect scenario where I knew this was my husband, I would not take away what makes me Christina.
But then you're not being traditional.
I think modern women don't really realize that the years that you spent talking about I don't need no man, talking about I'm strong and I'm independent, talking about a man is unnecessary, talking about a man he's useless. I can just make a call. I can do this, and all this other stuff that you like to say. That's not helping your cause, and it's never going to help your cause. In very rare situations, will a man say, "Oh yeah, I like that. This is something that is going to be fun." It's not going to happen a lot. Why? Because essentially, you're going to give him problems, even if you're a nice person. You might be a nice person, but what's going to continue to come up is you're going to always be keeping up mess. You're going to always be flashing an attitude. Well, that's the way you found me. That's the way you like me. I don't know what you got going on. And they like to say, oh, well, she's spicy and all this stuff. I don't like a lot of spice. I don't like no spice. Just help me out. Help me out. You know, and I'll go even a little bit further. Because some men say, oh, you know, I like a spicy woman. I like that. You know, she got a little bit of attitude on her. But I also think there's a difference between being spicy and just being downright contentious. Like, I'm not going to do anything. There was a woman online talking about, I'm not going to cook for my husband. He got to cook for himself. Okay. He going to pay all the bills too. And I'm going to drive all the gas out the car and he going to go and fill it up. Okay, now you're just being stupid. He's like, you're not being spicy. You're just being dumb. And who's going to want to continue to be around a person that acts like that?
If we speak to you guys a certain way, you guys will not like it. But you guys could speak to us a certain way. It goes both ways.
If you work for a company, are you going to speak to your boss the same way your boss speaks to you?
You are not my boss.
The fact that you just said you are not my boss is because you view your boss as more than your man, and that's your problem. It's the problem the way you view the man.
My boss pays me.
And your man currently right now takes care of you and your 4 kids.
That's not, we're not talking about my situation.
If you and your boss is an equal and you and your man that's providing for you is an equal, obviously the way he speaks to you is going to be much different the way you speak to him. Just like it's much different the way you speak to your boss and your boss speaks to you.
She said, I don't even have anything to say to that because he's objectively right. There is no universe in which you should have more respect for an employer or a boss than you do for your own husband that takes care of you, that loves you, that is supposed to be the love of your life. People think this is some sort of double standard, but it's not. It's just an acknowledgement of the fact that men and women are different and have different roles in relationships.
You know, continually, you have a lot of men, or excuse me, a lot of modern women asking, you know, where are all the good men at? I want to see if there's any single men out there. Where do I go looking? Why are you guys not at singles events? Why are you guys not at coffee shops anymore? If men are not showing up, first of all, if a man's not showing up, that's feedback for you. A lot of people in general are not going to go into spaces. They're not going to walk into spaces where they don't feel welcome. Period. End of story. The only reason I will go into a space where I don't feel welcomed is if I'm getting paid to do it, or if there's a reason that I have to be there. A lot of these modern women talk about men used to go to war. Well, I don't want to be at war. I don't want to be over here. I would rather be somewhere else. But because I have to make sure that I protect my family and my country, I'm over here in an uncomfortable situation, a deadly situation, actually. Extremely high risk situation. A lot of guys get up there on the power lines. A lot of guys going down in the coal mines. Not here. You see those pictures of guys sitting on the top of buildings and stuff like that. And even now today, you see, people who wash windows way high up there, just going away, washing windows. They're up there because, it's good money. You get paid, right? Maybe not $1 million, but it's a job and I need it, and I need to provide for my family, or else I'm not going. So when you have a singles event or a dating mixer that does not look promising, and when I say promising, I mean it looks like you're about to try to trash me, I don't need to be here, so I'm not going.
So Ari Lennox said in a recent video that she regrets turning down the sweet men who tried to date her now that she sees them married with families. She says, I gave the toxic ones so much energy.
And now I'm I'm definitely feeling that now. I'm aware that there's something going on. There's something wrong.
What do you think it is that attracts you to toxic energy?
I think they just seem really exciting at first. The chemistry is incredible. And they don't even always be fine. It's not even that they're sexy or something. They're sexy, but they don't be the finest thing.
And I don't know about y'all, but I can relate. Drop in the comments if you can relate, or if you feel like sharing your testimony with this. I know for me personally, those boring guys, the dry personality guys, the guys who just want to stay in the house and cook meals throughout the weekday, I wasn't looking for that when I was young, in my early 20s. I was looking for the guys with the money who, wanted to spend on me, take me out to eat, take me in the sections, let's go on vacay here, there, and everywhere, moving fast. Now that I'm 31, I definitely understand the difference between a quality man and a not quality man. And it has little to nothing to do with the money. Yes, you need to have money, a job, income, transportation, but it's more so about character. Oftentimes, the toxic guys' character traits are not the qualities that you would look for in a husband, like someone who finds contentment in being indoors and being with family and spending time, saving money, controlling lust, having integrity, telling the truth, being big on consistency, communication, and things like that. So I get where she says, she sees them married with families now, and she regrets turning down the sweet man. I don't have no regrets. I don't regret turning down the sweet men because I know what I need for my personality type and just who I am as an individual. I can't do the dry, no personality, boring, just blah about life and day-to-day in general. However, you do need to have good character. So let me know how y'all feel in the comments.
And I think modern women, this ick thing that they do, that they're talking about, has gone too far. Oh, he did this and I got the ick. And there's some things you just don't like it, right? And even some things that we might talk about on these channels, like, why would she even get the ick about that? That's normal. She don't like it. She don't like it. Cool. But then there's stuff that's downright stupid, downright dumb. Oh, he's 5'8". I just got the ick. You got the ick because he's an average height? Yeah, I'm looking for a man that's at least 5'11", 6 foot. I don't think that's a requirement. Number one. Number two, I don't think that's an ick. Why would you be grossed out? Well, I just can't date. It's just something about a man being 5'8". You're 5'4". I think you'll be, but in heels, you're 5'4". I think you'll be okay. You're worried about the wrong thing, which a lot of modern women are. Even if you're 5'6", 5'7", you're worried about the wrong thing. Oh, well, he's only an inch taller than me. I get it. I understand it. But some of the stuff, once again, that y'all be talking about doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not necessary. It isn't. It's not. You want a man, but you're ruining your whole chances. Stop doing that.
My baby gives me £1,000. I'll put 800 away for the kids. I'm eating 200. I'm getting my nails. So let me tell you why. Why? Because who's feeding them? Who's looking after them? Who's washing them? Who's taking them to school? I deserve a reward.
What kind of mother expects applause for parenting her own child or children? This kind of mindset is just fascinating. Child support is a payment that is legally intended for the child. So I'm not really sure how it turned into reward fund. She asked, who's feeding them? And I'm like, what? That's what the child support money is there for. It's supposed to help you to feed them. Raising a child is not easy. I can give you that. Okay? But if you feel burdened with taking them to school or giving them a bath, give the man his child 50% of the time. That way, 50% of the time, you're free. Y'all are sitting down waiting on child support payment just so you can rob your kids. Every woman that is on child support, they should be able to pay for their nails and their hair on their own. Nobody should be waiting on child support payment to take care of their hair and their nails. If you can't do it on your own, out of your own pocket, don't be doing it at all.
I think a lot of these modern women are under the impression that a man has to whip you into shape. A man is going to have to look at your decisions and your choices and the things that you've done and accept you for who you are. And any residual issues that you're having, he needs to be man enough to fix them. Like if you have children, you're a single mom, I want a man to come in and really teach my kids how to be a man or to be that father figure, right? I don't need you to come in and, be their father. But, if you're going to be with me, then I would expect you to kind of, just as an example, I would expect you to be a positive role model in their life of what a man should act like, what a father or a stepfather should act like. Fantastic. That's great. But the problem is these kids don't have any manners. They don't have no accountability. You're not teaching them any accountability, nothing. And so a man has to come in and try to, with no help from you, fix everything that these kids are going through. Number one. Number two, he got to fix you. Because you are disciplined. You got issues. So he got to fix you, your mistakes, the stuff that you've been going through, and he got to try to whip the kids into shape. He got to go through and fix all that. And so men today are like, that's a lot of trouble. She's beautiful, but that's a lot of issues. That's a lot of stuff to fix. I don't know if that's something that I would want to be involved in.
There's really only two reasons why he can't or won't commit to you. Number one is the obvious one. He's just not that interested. He's not that interested in committing to you over time. He might really like you to some degree, but not interested in liking you enough to commit to you. But number two is where we get confused. See, what guys, ladies, is about timing. It might not be the right time for him to allocate his time and energy to a relationship. He might really like you, and it might be he might even love you. But if he doesn't have his personal and professional life figured out, if he's struggling financially, he can't afford to get comfortable inside a relationship and satisfy the needs of a relationship because he has to do it for himself. It's not the right time for him. He needs to get parts and pieces of his life figured out before he can feel good enough about committing inside of a relationship and being comfortable and taking you out and spending money and consistency and all this shit. He's going to drive him and he will implode if he does that. Typically, he will implode. So those are the main two, the big two. One, he's just not that interested in. Two, he's not ready. It's not the right time for him. He's not in the commitment style in his life. He has to put his focus and energy on other things so that he can be ready enough to, when it comes time, he actually can commit to you. If he doesn't have those things in order, he's not committing, and he won't commit well if he does.
What some of these modern women will do is they will shop. They will continue to shop over and over again, which, if that's what you want to do, okay. But when you're doing that, you're wasting a man's time, and you're wasting his energy, you're wasting his money, right? You're looking for a man that says, hey, I'm interested in you. That's what you said. You're looking for a man that is intentional. You get frustrated when a man says that. When a man says, I'm intentionally dating, and he fools around and doesn't text you back, you get upset. Well, guess what? Surprise, surprise. You're doing the same thing. When a man says, hey, I'm serious about us, you want to change the subject. And then, 6 months later, when he's tired of chasing you around, playing all these silly games, you wonder why the man is less interested. You wonder why the man don't want to have anything to do with you, right? Y'all might get together and hang out, but you notice, oh, he's not so gung-ho about paying the bill like he used to. Or, this time he made me pay half. Well, what happened last week? You paid for the whole bill last week. Well, yeah, I want to be nice, but you and I are friends, right? Well, I mean, yeah, so I paid my half, you pay your half. I don't understand what the issue is. Well, I mean, I thought we were a little bit more than friends. I thought we were working towards going out. Yeah, I mean, but not for 6 months, though. Not for 6 months. It's me taking you out, paying for things, and doing things for you for 6 months. And, you're probably still out there looking for other guys. It doesn't take you 6 months to know, hey, I want to try this out. I want to test this out. What company do you know that has a 6-month free trial? Full access to services, by the way. Which company?
Why would he stop pursuing you in early stages? 2 main reasons. Reason number 1 is because you made it too difficult. You put too many barriers of entry up. You made a lot of friction. You didn't reply back, but you're not communicating. He's not looking for that. Even if he really liked you at the beginning, the minute you start putting friction barriers, you make it hard to see and you're playing games, he's out with you. Especially more experienced dudes, they're done with you. He's looking for something a little more seamless, even to get to know you. Even if he liked you, he's cutting it. And if he stays, he's a punk. Number 2 is because he was never really interested in you like that in the first place, or he grew to realize he didn't see you as wife material. Those 2 things are valid to be true. So he said, it's just not worth me pursuing anymore. I don't want to keep investing for something I don't see long term. I can never see it. And this saves you. You want him to stop pursuing you. Saves you a little bit of time. You don't want him to waste your time pursuing you when he don't want. If he wanted something physical, okay, then he's pursuing you for that. But if he stopped, he'd say to himself, this is not my wife. And that's okay.
And I think a lot of modern women, they have these full emotional breakdowns when they attend weddings. Doesn't even have to be a wedding, but a lot of times it is, where they'll attend a wedding or some situation where they seem to be like the third wheel, and they'll post something like after the wedding, oh, I'm happy for my friends, I'm happy for this, and this, but when is my turn? And I say a lot of times it's weddings, but sometimes it could be I'm just the third wheel, I'm just going out with Susie and Brad, right? And we're just sitting having dinner. Or, I could be with somebody, have a +1. We go on a double date and I see Susie and Brad. Looks like their relationship is doing fantastically. It may be, it may not be. But you come up with well, when is it my turn? I've been a bridesmaid for a time this year, but yet and still you'll have on your profile, I'm still figuring it out. Or I'm a boss babe, just, kind of looking for my power couple man. Not terrible, but, you're not really wanting to be married. That's it. Your mind is not really committed to being married. A lot of these modern women, even though it's coming out of their mouth, even though they're saying it, they're not really ready to be in a relationship. They're not. You can say, well, I've been through all of the healing and all of the therapy and all that stuff. You're not ready. You still have a lot of tendencies about you. And a lot of times we like to throw it on the man. Like it's the man's fault. Well, if he would lead properly, then I would do X, Y, and Z. No, I get where you're coming from, but no, that's not how that works. In certain ways, yes. But a lot of these modern women out here, it's their character. They are the issue. They are the problem. You at least got to fix this over here first. I mean, you can talk. I mean, you can trash him and talk about him and dog him out for the things that he does all you want. But at the end of the day, you still got to fix what's wrong with you.
I keep hearing women say, I do not want a man telling me what to do. I basically do my thing, he does his thing, and I just want a husband to be there for me. And I completely understand not wanting to be controlled. I understand wanting independence. But I'm gonna be honest, what they are describing does not sound like marriage. That sounds like two people slowly living separate lives under the same roof. Marriage is communication. Marriage is compromise. Marriage is accountability. Marriage is sometimes hearing things you don't want to hear and growing from it. You can't ask someone to be there for you, but also say, don't correct me, don't challenge me, don't expect anything from me. That's not partnership, that's convenience. Marriage is not you do your thing and I'll do my thing. Marriage is let's build a life together.
I think what modern women don't understand is that men are not really scared to approach. You know, a lot of guys are just tired of being treated like they're the boogeyman or they're like a monster or something like that. Y'all be treating men, you know, it's kind of an old reference. Y'all be treating men like they're Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like some of those cartoons where Casper we be coming in friendly as all get out. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's a ghost. And these folks, you know, they really played it up on the cartoons where they have people just running out and, you know, jumping in the sea and swimming away and stuff, silly stuff. Y'all act like men are ghosts. Y'all act like men are animals instead of human beings. Now, once again, I can understand if that man is actually making you uncomfortable. And when I say making you uncomfortable, I mean, oh, what's up, sexy? Ooh, you looking good. Now, I know there's some women that'll hear that from a good looking guy and they'll be like, oh, that's fine to say. How do we know that? Because that's what they said. If I find you attractive, then you can say that type of stuff to me. So it's not and then a man goes into his logic and says, so it's not really that I'm a creep, it's just that you don't want to hear it from me. That's got to be consistent. You got to be consistent with that. But a lot of modern women don't hold that, right? So men see this type of nonsense, and there's when the risk arises, because I don't know if you like me or not. It's the unknown. And I would rather not live in the unknown. I have no control over it. You think about the stock market. You think about, moving into a house. I can at least read the contract and say yay or nay. I can at least do my due diligence and research on the stock and say yay or nay. And that's what I'm doing with women. I'm looking at her. I'm reading what I can about you. I'm looking at your body language and your face, and I'm saying yay or nay. That's what it is. I'm saying yay or nay. Well, you didn't even really give me a chance. I didn't see much of a reason to give you a chance. I didn't see much of a reason to come up and talk to you. You really didn't give me one. Your financials, your trailing 12 months, your cash flow, to put it in financial terms, didn't really look all that great. Your key metrics don't look all that great. So I'm not coming over there. You got to start putting out, and it's more than looking good in a dress and putting on good makeup and fixing your hair. It's going to come down to your attitude. Period. End of story. It's going to come down to your attitude every single time.